I feel like creativity to most people means like artistic ability, and that's totally not what it is. Creativity is just a state of mind, and it means like kind of thinking outside the box. It's like freedom to do things in a different way.
The world's already pretty lacking in the creative sense. You know, less than 1% of people employed are in the creative field. I feel like that speaks volumes to how few people are following their creative passions and dreams.
I think that it's very common for people to assume that going into a creative-oriented career that there's not a lot of job opportunities. And I think that that's a big misconception. I think that if you're creative, that's a skill that's very uncommon and in demand in just about any industry. It can be applied to just about any industry.
There would be no fire, there would be no like wheels, there'd be, you know, there's like that one, I think, auto insurance commercial where it has the caveman like taking his little chisel and making a circle. Like that wouldn't happen because you would just be like, you would accept the world around you, I guess, as it is.
So with like creativity in business, it helps inspire people to do more than just their job. They contribute, I don't know, new projects to the company, start new companies out of those projects, and I don't know. It's definitely essential.
The guys at Evoked, their ability to blend and merge the sales process and marketing concepts and digital marketing and bring all their creativity down to my bottom line as their focus point was the key to success.
I get a lot of enjoyment out of helping people unlock their creativity and figuring out how to trust themselves to try new things and approach things differently. And then other times we have people say, this is what we need to accomplish and we're not sure at all how to get there. So you guys tell us what media pieces and formats allow us to accomplish this goal.
They are able to take a product like mine that's very hard to sell to a client and think A to Z through the sales process and the marketing process, and then apply that to the digital front.
They had a team that was qualified, creative, easy to work with, and they came in and I got to meet with them instead of an account manager, and all through the project it was actually them that I was working with, which was important to me.
So we were seeking video partners that we could work with, and we talked to several, and what we really liked about the Evoked group was how they worked with us as partners. We have a good time and we come up with really, really good stuff, and then when we put it to video and we put it into practice, it gets even more amazing.
Evoked has been able to help me transition from a small residential contractor into a reputable commercial and multifamily contractor. I call them on a weekly or monthly basis for new products, new materials. They continually come to me and offer up the next steps to improve our marketing, improve our lead generation, and how to help convert more people to buyers with us. So.
I would say creative people would have to worry about getting their feelings hurt a little bit, because, I don't know, when an accountant gets a complaint from a client about something being done incorrectly or something they don't like, it's, you know, it is what it is. But when you get, you know, feedback from a client and they say, we don't like the way this looks after you've put hours into it, it hurts your pride a little bit. So you kind of have to worry about having thick skin after a while.
It's really easy to get wrapped up in client projects and look at that as the only life that you have for that time being. But really you have to be getting out in nature. You need to be exercising. You need to be doing these simple things that humans do to feel fulfilled and to feel happy enough to be able to do proper creative work. And I think that's just a big problem we're facing in society in general, but it definitely hits really hard on creatives, because it is a very mentally and emotionally taxing job that's also mentally and emotionally fulfilling at the same time. So you just have to be really careful of letting work consume you and not balancing your real life in the world with that. So I always encourage all the rest of the creatives on our staff to find something that they do genuinely love creatively outside of work to kind of refill that creative meter that everyone has that we expend with our clients every day.
Creative people like the fact that they get to do those things, and so if they take the job home, they're still enjoying it. There has to be some balance, and again, we're seeing younger generations, millennials in particular, put that balance a lot more in the forefront than older generations have, which is probably a good thing. But no, I think the creative process is hard to turn off at 5 and turn back on at 8 the next day, and so it's going to go on. So those people who are accountants can shut that off and go home and do something else, but I bet a lot of them have other creative pursuits that just aren't work related that they pursue. For those of us who put creativity as part of our job, then we just tend to do it around the clock.
As a business owner and a father, it's really important to make sure that you do genuinely spend some time with your family every day and really be paying attention to them and being present in that moment. Because if you just focus on work and you just focus on the client side, your internal energy will be drained and it won't be filled, and therefore you won't be able to do the powerful work that you're hoping to do for those clients.
For me, the way that I keep myself in check and keep my creative juices flowing is I have to be creative for myself. And that can be in a lot of different ways. That could mean taking my own path while snowboarding. It could be forming my own trail while out mountain biking. It could be performing original songs with my band in front of a crowd. It could be climbing a route while rock climbing and accomplishing a tough route that I previously couldn't complete. So for me, I become inspired whenever I remind myself that I am creative and I do something for myself because I wanted to. And for me, that's crucially important, so I always try to make sure everyone on our team has some sort of outlet in that same way. So
I'm not trying to be a photographer, I'm not trying to be a web developer. I'm just trying to be someone who makes things that I like to make. And sometimes that's what it takes. It takes being kind of like an creative asshole, yeah, that's a better way to phrase it, you know? You have to be able to stick up for yourself. If you don't stick up for yourself, then people just walk all over you and then you're no longer a creative.
The legacy that we're building is physically the way that we empower people. And that goes for the clients that we work with and the way we empower the people behind their teams and help them feel more creative and feel more inspired.
One of the biggest transitions I've seen in both the creative and the industry, so to speak, is how people consume content. So in the last 3 or 4 years, you've seen people are just on their phones more frequently. As far as a creative, that means completely, literally shifting your perspective on how you share things because you have to be putting out content that people can and will consume.
I know that in 10 years from now, I'll still be making creative work. The mediums are going to evolve. We won't be doing video production in the way that we know video production now. We're not going to be doing web development in the way that we do web development now. But I strongly believe all the people on our team will be doing creative work for the next 10 years.